What's up, millennials? So a while ago I made a video about 5 awesome European growth stocks. So recently some people have been asking me for more videos like that one, because usually the focus is on the American stocks from the US, of course, but here in Europe we also have some interesting stocks. The stocks that we're going to talk about today are not just European stocks, but they are even Dutch stocks, which means that they are from the Netherlands, which is the country where I live. Today we're going to take a look at 4 different companies, 4 different stocks from different sectors as well. We're going to take a look at an EV charging station company, we're going to take a look at a payment provider, a payment platform company, and then a beer company, and lastly a food delivery company. So let's get started. The first company that we're going to talk about today is FastNed, with ticker symbol FAST, F-A-S-T. Now, this is an EV charging station company. It's a little bit like ChargePoint, which is going to be acquired by Switchback Energy, a company, a SPAC that I've done many videos about already. And also like the company Blink, right? So what they do, what they specialize in is this kind of super fast charging, which in this case means that they can charge a vehicle for 300 kilometers. So they give the car a range of 300 kilometers within 15 minutes, depending on the type of vehicle, right? And they do that with 100% renewable energy. Now, they are mainly in the Netherlands, so the country where this company is operating in, but they also have some charging stations in Germany and also in the United Kingdom. Now, personally, I would actually like to see some more expansion in the United Kingdom, because what they're going to do in 2030 is they're going to ban fossil fuel cars, right? So I think that EV adoption is going to boom over there. Now, with regards to technical analysis, the chart hasn't really done a lot since the last year or so, and the chart looks a little bit strange actually. But now, because of the EV and the SPAC boom, the chart has gone up a lot as well. As we can see, it has gone up like massively within just a few days. If we zoom in a little bit and we go to the chart, we can see that it has gone up like, well, what is it, like 70% within just 2 days, right? And yeah, as you might know, we have seen a quite big boom with Switchback Energy, the SPAC that's going to acquire ChargePoint, and also Blink Charging. So these companies have gone up a lot in price in the recent couple of days. But this might also be the FastNed price might also have gone up because of the money that they raised via bonds. Because if we go back to their website, we can see that they offered bonds at a 6% interest rate. Now, if we click on that, we see that the last issue actually closed on the 19th of November, which was just a few days ago, right? Just before this massive run up to the upside. So yeah, they raised 19 million euros to finance expansion, which was right before this massive move up. Now, this company still has a relatively small market cap. It has a market cap of 220 million euros. So I think this could still grow a lot. And this company probably is also possibly a candidate for a takeover at some point. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would start a position right now, because if we look at the indicators like the RSI, for example, we can see that it's already pretty high up there. It's already become quite overheated, I would say. It's actually the highest RSI that it has ever been, right? And as we can see, it has now, given a red signal, meaning that the RSI is above 80. And the last times that happened over here and over here, as we can see in the chart, were pretty massive highs for the stock price. So we could see a major high incoming very soon as well. And yeah, if it's going to pull back, it's probably going to pull back together with the other EV charging stocks like Switchback Energy and Blink. Then the second company we're going to look at is a company called Adyen, as you can see here in the upper left corner, right? And the ticker symbol is also Adyen, so exactly the same. Now, this is a fintech company, a payment platform company. They want to go from a cash society to a cashless society to create digital payments everywhere, right? And this company, Adyen, has some massive customers like Uber, eBay, Booking.com, LinkedIn, McDonald's, Spotify, etc., etc., etc. So that looks pretty good. And I was actually looking at the earnings call that they published. It's quite interesting to look at this one. Have to give them props for the graphical representation of this earnings. I've never seen anything like this before. But in this earnings call, they said that they actually have very low capex and they have very high EBITDA margins, which is usually a very good sign for a company. Now, Adyen is also a company that ARK Invest is investing in. As we can see over here in the next generation ETF of ARK Invest, which is ARKW, we can see that on position 42, I believe, yeah, over here, we can see that they are investing in Adyen as well. And Adyen in this ETF accounts for almost 1% of this ETF. And if we go to the FinTech Innovation ETF, which is ARKF, then we can see that Adyen is actually on the position number 9, right? Accounting for about 3.3%, which is pretty solid for an ETF like this, right? And when we look at the charts, we can see that Adyen actually has a market cap of almost 50 billion euros. It has a very beautiful growth this year of about 112, 113% year to date, which is beautiful, of course. If we take a look at the price action, we can see that it's very close to the 55 exponential moving average, which is this white line over here. The previous times, it actually went below the 55 EMA for a few days and then came back up. Here we had the same signature as well, so it came down below the 55 EMA and went back up as well. So we might actually be close to a nice entry point, and I myself might even start a position in Adyen as well. Also, if we look at the RSI and the MACD and the stochastics, for example, well, these might indicate that we could see a little bit more of a downside in the next couple of days, maybe weeks. But I believe that that could actually be a nice point to enter. Now, of course, that's not financial advice, but yeah, it's just my opinion. It might be a moment when I am going to enter myself. Then company number 3 is a company you likely know very well. It is Heineken, right? Ticker symbol HEIA. Now, of course, you likely know this company. It's a brewing company. They are present all around the world. As they state on their website, they are present in 190 countries, and they have a little bit more than 85,000 employees globally. Now, this is not just Heineken, because the thing is they have many different brands, right? They have more than 300 international, regional, local, and specialty beers and ciders. So that's pretty insane. Now, this could also be considered to be a recovery stock, because people haven't really been able to go to bars and restaurants, so the consumption of beer is lower in general. But yeah, when everything is open again, then I kind of imagine that a surge in the revenue for Heineken could occur. Now, if we look at the charts, we can see that on the weekly chart, we can see that the last 5 years, the stock hasn't really moved a lot. It went up to $105 or 105 euros rather, more or less, right before the pandemic. Let's go back to the daily chart. So right here on the 19th of February, it was almost 105 euros, and then it crashed down almost 30%, I believe. Yeah, a little bit more than 30% in total from top to bottom. And just, recently, a few weeks ago, actually, if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that it went up a lot in a very short period of time, mainly because of the vaccine news, right? Now, if we would go back from this point back to the previous all-time high, let's see what that would be. That would be a return on investment of about 17.5%. So that's not too bad. And also keep in mind that they have a dividend yield of 1.16% more or less. And then the last company number 4, is a company called Just Eat Takeaway with ticker symbol TKWY. Now, they call themselves a leading online food delivery marketplace. And this company is actually present in 24 countries, so you might actually know this company. Actually, way more than I thought. I thought they were more concentrated within Europe, but apparently they are also located in places like Australia and Canada and even Latin America as well. Now, you might be in one of these countries and say, well, that's kind of weird because I've never heard about Just Eat or Takeaway. Well, the funny thing is, if we scroll back all the way to the bottom, we can see that they actually have different names for different countries as well. If you, for example, look at Australia, they are called Menu Log. If you look at Canada, they're called Skip the Dishes. In Germany, they're called Lieferando. So yeah, all these different names are still under the same umbrella company. And then if we look at the charts, if we look at how this company has done since their IPO in, I believe it was 2016, yeah, so about 4 years ago, it has done a very good job, right? We can see that year to date, it's up 6%, but it might actually be a very nice entry point very soon. Of course, again, not financial advice. If we look at the price action, it looks like we are trying to bottom out somewhere. And if we look at the indicators, these are quite low as well. The RSI is very low, as we can see over here. The stochastics are quite low, and the MACD is quite low as well. I don't think we're there just yet, but we might see a major reversal, a possible reversal within a week or two, something like that. Now, if this price action would go back to the previous all-time high from this price point, then we can see that that would be an ROI of about 27%. All right, there you go. So 4 European stocks that could be interesting to invest in. Now, do keep in mind that this video was very short. It provided a very brief overview of these companies. Always do your own due diligence before you actually invest in a certain company. Now let me know in the comments, which company would you be interested in? I would love to know your opinion. Okay, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!